I feel like an open fucking wound. And I'm hungry. So let's start with a coffee and some food. Listen, I may or may not have picked up 8 books at the library, but in my defense, it is not like I won't read them. If anything, I just saved myself another trip, okay? So let's do a book haul, shall we? Okay. I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible because I can ramble about what I'm reading forever. I'm gonna need you to let me speak, please. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Okay, first one is... Okay, I'm boring her, apparently. First one is called Please Send Help. It's a novel by Gabby Dunn and Allison Raskin. From what I've gathered, it's just a really sweet story about platonic intimacy and strong female friendships that stand the test of time through life stages, navigating the post-grad time frame, starting your first big girl job, roommates, first apartment, all of the debacles of life. And I thought that was really sweet. I don't think there's enough representation in our media for how big of a love our female friendships are in our lives. So really excited about that. Ooh, this one's interesting. This is The Name She Gave Me by Betty Culley. It is a story about a girl who was adopted very, very young. It takes place in rural Maine, which is really interesting. And the entire thing is written in kind of like a poem. I don't know what this would be called. Like, it's written like in prose. Do I sound dumb? You know what I mean. The dialogue is interesting. And I think that that'll make it a really quick read. It has several parts. I believe 4 or 5, and it's just a really beautiful story about a girl coming to terms with her origins and also trying to navigate how comfortable she is in her adopted family, and that is something that I resonate with as a kid who was adopted. I'm always looking for representation like that in stories, so I'm excited about that one. This one, this is a romance. It's called We're Still Tornadoes by Michael Kuhn and Susan Mullen. It is a friends to lovers trope because I'm a whore for a friends to lovers trope, a slow burn childhood friends to lovers, okay? And to make it even better, it's a bookish story where they both end up working at the same bookstore, and it's kind of like a forced proximity trope. And throughout the story, their romance is told through letters that they leave each other in books. Love. I'm so excited. Ooh, next one is The Coldest Winter I Ever Spent by Anne Jacobus. Plot twist, the coldest winter she ever spent was a summer in San Francisco, which I love. The juxtaposition, I love. If that's not symbolic, I don't know what is. Trigger warning. It's a story about a girl who, from what I understand, survived a suicide attempt a year and a half prior and is now going to school, volunteering at the Suicide Crisis Line Center, and also acting as a caregiver for someone in her life, and just kind of tells the story of her navigating all of that and finding her place in the world. It had amazing reviews on Goodreads, so I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. This one, okay, I'm really excited for this. Oh, wait, I just gave you the synopsis for one of those books for this one. That's embarrassing. Okay, wait. Okay, everything I told you about this book was correct. However, the bookish aspect is in this one. So this one is called Words in Deep Blue by Kath Crowley. And as you can see, the cover is completely covered in books, which is a cute touch. It's just a childhood friends to lovers, forced proximity, bookstore vibe. I don't know, it looks like it might have some sort of play on perfect timing, having to work through things before you can be ready for a person. I don't know, could be deep, could miss the mark, I'm not sure, but I'm excited. This one is incredibly corny, but how cute is this book cover? Are we kidding? It reminds me of Christina Lauren's Love in Other Words. It's really adorable. It checks my boxes, okay? It's based abroad in the UK. Shout out to people who leave very comprehensive and productive reviews, because I read the most phenomenal review on this. It made me decide right then and there that this was gonna be a read for me. It is about a soccer player who endures an injury that compromises her career. She sets off on a mission of self-discovery / scavenger hunting, if you will, and I think we all know what happens in the end. She finds a love interest, which is not the most profound thing in the world, but the way we get there is everything. Ooh, next one. This one is called That's Debatable by Jen Dahl. It's a book based around a debate team and tells the story of 2 completely different people who come from different backgrounds. I also was reading that there's some really good recipes in here because one of the main characters is passionate about all things culinary. So there's a content warning for sensitive topics including bullying, sexual harassment, and the physical and psychological trauma associated with of gun violence, which is so important. I love to see representation surrounding that in a book, and from what I understand, the author was able to achieve it in a way that's very easy to digest because the reviews on this are amazing. There's also a really heavy component of feminism in it in a really funny way, it seems, and I think that it'll be interesting to read how the author navigates meshing all three of those aspects into one: feminism, gun violence activism, and romance, while also kind of having an overarching theme of academia. I'm excited. I think this is gonna be good. A rom-com with some substance, you know? Lastly, we have The Unlikelies by Carrie Firestone. This was actually kind of hard to find on Goodreads. From what I understand, this is very misleading. It is about a girl who is spending her last summer before her senior year of high school, navigating a lot of changes, working on a farm in upstate New York. She's recently lost some really meaningful relationships in her life and does this really big Good Samaritan deed that, unbeknownst to her, gets caught on camera and goes viral. This leads her to meet an unlikely group of friends, and it walks you through the power of friendship and the power of community, and has a few twists in there along the way. It also has themes of addiction, which the review said was talked about in a very respectful and insightful way. So I'm excited for that. Yeah, as you can see, I could not leave one of those behind. Finally worked up the courage to go ask the librarian how many books I could check out, and she was like, oh, 100. And I was like, okay. Also, self-service checkouts at libraries are a gift from the universe for us socially awkward people, okay? Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, it's later than I thought. Just about time for my child's midday potty break. So I think we're gonna go out for some fresh air and get a walk in, and then maybe come back and make some lunch. Let's do that. Watch the way she immediately reacts. She just knows, she knows. You wanna go? Can you sit? Good girl. Okay. All right. Sit. Good girl. I know. What's going on? I know. Sit. Thank you. Good girl. Okay, let's go. She genuinely thinks that she opens the elevator with her nose. Watch her use all her strength. It's actually so hilarious. You're so ridiculous. One of the joys of being a pet parent. Who wants a treat? You want a treat? Yeah? Good boy. Give me pop. Good girl. Sit, Eddie. Sit. Good boy. That's my finger. Good boy. Enough. Looks devastated. I gave you one downstairs too. Listen, call it what you want. I call it utilizing the resources available to me. I have picked up a habit over the past year of actually reading the newspaper, and it's almost like when you read the newspaper, you know about local events happening in your community, and it's easier to get involved. Wow, who would have thought? Most of the time they're free. I recommend that you pick them up. A lot of these events you can hear about on social media, but you have to know who to follow, like what accounts are always posting fun stuff, and the only way to get out of your bubble is to get out of it. So this keeps you more informed on communities that maybe you wouldn't be familiar with. Little neighborhoods, little nooks of the city that you maybe otherwise would not have looked and thus known to follow online. How cool would it be to write for one of those? I'm sure they're always looking for contributors. Did I just unlock a new hyperfixation? I don't know, but I do know that we need to get some nourishment in our bodies because I left the house without my water bottle this morning, thinking I would not be spending half the day out, and I can feel a headache coming on. We can't have that. We cannot have that. I have a yoga class this afternoon, and I want to be in tip-top shape. Dude, I went to Starbucks for the first time today in probably like, I don't even know how long. It's been such a long time since I've gone because I've just found local coffee shops that I really, really love. Not to sound all pretentious and stuff, like I'll go to Starbucks if it's there and it's like the only option, but I've just found what I like and I've stuck to it. But today it was more convenient for me to go to a Starbucks because it was in the area I was in, and I was like, what? It's just like, I can't believe I ever frequented it. I mean, it's not awful. And again, I'm like the least well-versed person in coffee. Like I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I got some food because I was super hungry. I had to rush out of the house this morning for my appointment, and I was so, you can't compare a Starbucks sandwich that gets defrosted to like a local bakery that hand makes their croissants and fills them with a homemade custard. Like there's just no comparison, but it'd be like that. this is the reality half the time, because nothing quite humbles you like editing a vlog and seeing that your countertops looked disgusting. Shocking. My apartment is not always ready to be filmed in. Wait, these pants simply need to come off. I'm sorry.
But please place on me anyway. I decided I'm forever riding. Like you don't even exist. Brothers, you know I can't see. You taught me a secret language I can't. On a Sunday,
Did I make my hyperfixation meal again? Yes. Is it like 3 weeks later and I'm still stuck on the same hyperfixation meal? Yes. But am I fueling my body? Am I not consistently feeding it like a child? I am. I'll take my wins where I can get them. Please explain to me how it's possible that I have built this entire adult life for myself, but the things that I struggle with doing the most are the most simple tasks. To give you an example of something in particular, defrosting the chicken. You're telling me that I can work a full-time job and navigate a new city, implement routines, go to school, but I can never remember to defrost the fucking chicken for dinner. I don't know if that's a universal thing, truly. Last vlog, I talked about how it took me weeks to update our meal chalkboard. Like, why is it the little things? I feel like I can't be the only one. Speaking of adult responsibilities, we have some. Let this be your motivation to tackle at least one thing on your to-do list today. Repeat after me. Actually, life is beautiful and I have time. And there we have it, folks. The cheesy segment of this vlog, because there always is one. Okay, commence cleaning montage. Past like 20 minutes. That entire montage you saw was only 20 minutes. I set an alarm on my phone and I was shocked when it went off, which just goes to show that you can do a lot in a little bit of time. It doesn't take a lot to feel proud of yourself. I mean, you shouldn't have to earn feeling proud of yourself, but you know what I mean. I'm about to get into a cute little creative project, but before I do that, I need some water. Let this be a reminder to drink some water too. You're probably dehydrated. Whew. Ever since I started taking my hydration seriously, it is so crazy how quickly I'm able to feel the difference when I have a day where my water intake is lower than it normally is. And to that point, it really is amazing how intuitive your body is and how much it will communicate to you if you're willing to listen to it. It's so amazing. I feel like I could talk about that forever. I obviously have ebbs and flows, which I've talked about briefly before, but it is just such a beautiful feeling to feel connected with your body and to feel like you're working with it instead of against it. But that's a chat for another day. Right now, we are gonna work on my sister's Mother's Day card. In a recent vlog, I picked this up from a local, not me tearing it, sorry. I picked this up from a local shop called Autumn Moon. It's in the Bishop Arts Oak Cliff area of Dallas, and they sell really cute things, one of those things being cards. I saw this a few months ago when we popped in there, and I remember taking a photo of it and saying, I'm gonna get that for my sister on Mother's Day. And I did, I remembered. So I'm gonna make this all cute and personalized to her. That way I can drop it off, get it mailed on my way to yoga. Oh my gosh, how cute. I have these postal stamps that have Mexican food on them. That is so perfect. My sister's gonna love that. I'm sorry if you can hear my washer. Clothes are washing. There's not much I can do about that. I don't know what to put on this because the thing about my sister is that she is like me in a lot of ways, as in I am who I am because of her in so many ways, but she's also my complete opposite. And I don't mean that with a negative connotation. My sister is a much better person than I could ever hope to be, but she likes to receive love in a different way that I do. So translating my love language into hers can be a bit difficult sometimes. But I mean, it's worth it for the people you love. Oh my gosh, look how cute that is. The design goes to the back. That is such a pretty touch. See, this is why I love getting cards from small businesses and not just walking into a Target. It's the small touches, you know? And also just the obvious fact that small businesses appreciate things so much more. You get to see the impact that you have on someone right away. When I bought this, the lady at the cashier was the owner, and she was like, "You've been in here before." And I was like, "Yeah, I have." She was like, "I remember you." And I was like, ah, that's just like the best thing, you know? I wouldn't get that experience if I was shopping at a Target. And honestly, this was cheaper than the cards at Target. This was $5. Have you seen the prices on the cards at Target these days? Like those cute ones with the foils and everything? They're like $9. In what universe? No, no ma'am, no ma'am. Anyways, let me and my creative juices flowing. You can be a little fly on the wall. I'm happy with it. I'm a little sad that it's smeared, but you know, when working with Posca pens, it's just kind of an artist foul. Alrighty, I have to leave for yoga in about half an hour. It sounds really silly, but I always run into the dilemma of what to wear to yoga classes because they are quite strenuous depending on the flow you're doing, and because you're moving around so much, you need something that is form-fitting enough to stick to you, but also loose enough not to constrict your breathing. But also if it's too loose, then when you're doing downward dog, your entire shirt comes off. So I just never know, you know? But today I think it is gonna be outdoors, which I'm a little nervous about, but I think it will be worth it because it'll be during sunset. Don't even get me started about how much daylight savings has improved my quality of life, okay? Let's see what I come up with. What do we think about a set? Work, right? Because these are high-waisted. Let's see. I literally just dropped all of my water on the floor on my way out. Love that. Okay, crisis averted. I guess the universe was trying to tell me to slow down, so I'm slowing down. I am going with the green outfit. I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but at least I know I'll be comfortable. And I'm just wearing my slippers because I'm gonna put on my yoga socks anyways, you know? Bye, baby. I love you. Oh, I love you. I'll be back. Oh my god, I just had the cutest conversation with my neighbors. I love dog people. When I was doing my warm-up, the instructor came up to me and she remembered my name and she was so sweet. She was just telling me that if I couldn't hear her because I sat in the back, just to let her know. And that was really kind and considerate. And then, please, this pretty ass girl that's there every single time complimented me. And I was like, queen, please, please, I will fall in love with you. It was good, it was really good. It is warm out, but this outfit was great. I think I might make this my yoga uniform. It was exactly what I needed. Sun is setting, it is the prettiest time of day right now. I love those few moments when the lights are turning on, but the sun is still setting. Ugh, especially because that time is normally when games are starting. So you just see all this traffic starting to pour in and the city gets so lively. There's so many people walking around on the streets in their jerseys. Ugh. I love living in a big city. I definitely won't do it forever, but I'm so glad that I checked it off of my 20s itch list. You know, feeling grateful, feeling great. I really used to like not really understand yoga. I didn't really have any judgment about it, but I didn't understand it. That's just it. And I didn't understand how it could be a workout. I always associated it with relaxation, and it definitely is. And it's also challenging, again, depending on the flow you're doing. Also, if you try yoga for the first time, second, third, fourth, even 10 times, and you're like, I don't understand the hype around this. I'm stressed. How am I supposed to breathe while I'm moving? Like, what do you mean? Everybody looks so calm. I'm like the only one quivering and like not having a peaceful time. Truly, it just takes finding the class that you like and the instructor that you like and the flow you like. Again, there's so many different kinds of flows, and once it clicks, it clicks. I promise. I was that person. In the beginning, I actually went to yoga with one of my close friends before she moved out of Dallas, and she was like, this is not for me. The first few times we would just be looking at each other like, it was fun. It was fun, but it's cool to try new things. And if yoga's not for you, something else could be for you. Like, you could try boxing, you could try walks, you could try roller derby, you could try dance classes. I mean, there's so much to do and you don't have to stick to one thing. And if it's not your groove, then it's not your groove. But if you want it to be your groove, I just want you to know that my experience was not an immediate match. I did not hit it off with yoga the first time. Also, I've never told the story of this before. Y'all probably think when you see this in the background while I'm speaking that we treat this like a serious piece of art, and we definitely don't. I mean, that's a little disrespectful once I tell you what it is. But I want to say, like, this time last year already, we took Roxy to a dog event, and they had this really cute area where you could pick paint colors and put them on a canvas and then put it inside a Ziploc bag and then put peanut butter on top, so that when your dog licks the peanut butter on the outside of the Ziploc bag, they are painting the canvas. Like, they're painting the paint underneath the plastic. It's kind of hard to explain. I'll insert some videos because I'm sure we have some. We're obsessed with everything she does. And so we just have it here because it's literally something our dog made, and it's so special. Oh, I got much more chatty than I was expecting. It's those post-workout endorphins, truly. And honestly, just being around people, you know, we forget how important it is for us as humans to have social interaction. And I understand that social interaction can be a lot of pressure because I have crippling social anxiety, believe it or not, even though I put myself on the internet. But honestly, the concept of third spaces has been really helpful for me. A third space is a place outside of your work and your home where you're around other people without the pressure to talk to other people, but the opportunity to talk to other people. Kind of like the concept of parallel play, where some people study better knowing that there's someone sitting across from them studying too, even if they're not talking. You're just parallel playing. So third spaces work really well for me because all it takes is one person speaking to me and like I'm set off. We're good to go. I can take it from here. But also, like, it just depends. I feel like I have so many different social personalities because the anxiety, but also like my personality. Like, I'm a naturally pretty outgoing person when I want to be, but I also am always fearful and nervous. Yeah, depends how good the meds are working that day, to be honest with you. So also, if you hear the birds in the background, it's the cat TV. We leave cat TV on for Eddie because it's good enrichment. I know I say that a lot, but it's hard to know what to repeat and what not to repeat because I don't expect people to watch every single video and remember every single thing I say. So if I'm repeating things a lot, it's just because I don't want anybody to miss a memo, be left out, not understand the inside joke. Anyways, I'm kind of considering going swimming. Should I do a little sunset swim? It's getting warm. I'm a little sweaty. Dude, I miss my best friends so much. If you live close by to your best friends, pull up on them right now. Give them a big old kiss. Pull up with a milkshake. Because I cannot do that. Do it for me. Do it because you can. These long distance relationships, I love them. And we've got it down to a science, but nothing beats sitting on the couch with your besties and literally cackling over nothing. Cackling over something that is not even funny. Spilling your wine. Ugh. Roxy jumping up on their lap and then petting her. Please. Please. I miss my besties. And then the ones that I'm like, oh. Please, the way I come out of the shower and find him like this on the couch. This man really thinks this is his house and he just lets us live here. Do you have any comments? Any comments on that? Boop. The thing about being an adult is that you just have to keep doing it.
All right, Eddie, it is Tuesday. What's gonna be on the menu for dinner? What are you making?
What is it? Maple chicken?
Maple chicken, honey mustard maple chicken.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, I don't know, that doesn't sound good.
Whatever this is.
Crispy maple mustard chicken. The little paw.
He's taking all the credit. He's just the sous chef. He's my assistant.
What do you say about that, Roxy?
She's here for morale. She boosts the morale. All right.
Good boy.
Any last words, Eddie? He's bad. Woo! I always forget how amazing it feels to be back in the water. It always happens this way, that when you have access to a pool, you don't use it. It's so crazy because as soon as I hit the water, I remember that I was raised on the California coast and that I spent so much of my teenage years playing water sports, and just how much of a part of my life it was when I was younger. I really would love to get back into making it a part of my daily routine. It is so crazy to me to even fathom the fact that I used to be up in a pool at 5 a.m. before a full day of school. Like, that is so insane to me. But we don't need to talk about the dark ages, okay? We don't need to talk about the dark ages. As you saw, it is my turn to make dinner today. My partner is at the gym. We're gonna start our wind down routine. I'll bring you with me while I cook, watch some YouTube videos. Sometimes I play jazz. I don't know. I switch it up.